All right, Beer Night followers, talking new metal music back from episode 27.
Another one.
Episode 27. The end of episode 27 is where we do
the
this talking
end.
new metal music segment.
My only friend.
The end. With some Doors.
None of us are here a singer.
No.
Wait a minute.
Well, I am. Well, I tried to be anyways. I tried to sing anyways. Yeah. It fails most
I
of
sing
the
better
time.
karaoke than I do like in a band context.
Yeah.
When I don't have anything else to worry about, then I can actually and it's in my wheelhouse.
Well,
then I can do karaoke.
So I recently just turned 38, like 5 days ago. I'm 38. When I turned 40, I want to do a show with you. Just me and you will play, or if we can get a band together, that's fine. Whatever.
Well, I mean, drums and bass are important. I mean, I guess you can play bass while singing. We've tried that before.
I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times. It's not
It's not great.
But
I mean,
I can do it. I can, give me 2 years, right? Give me the set list now.
I'll make a set list. I'm the set list guy.
Give me the set list now, and I'll do it. We'll get it going for my 40th.
I don't have any time to practice either. I might need 2 years myself to practice a fucking 2 hour. You want to do a 2 hour set list?
Ooh, why not?
That's the only set list I do. I only do 2 hours.
2 hours, not an hour and a half.
I only do 2+ hour set lists.
my
Like
God.
hour and a half is too short.
No, we'll do an hour, take a break, then do another hour.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm down with it.
We'll do
Down
it.
with
Give
it.
me the set list.
That's all I do. I do 2+ hour set lists. It's it.
All right.
Whenever I try to make it shorter, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
All right,
There's
fair
too many good songs.
Way too many good songs to jam to and have fun with. But
Cutting it out in 2 hours is a chore, honestly. That's hard. Usually it's like 2.5.
But what about this song? What about this song?
What song? What are we doing?
I don't know. But we are, so a band emailed us on our Gmail, which is fantastic. Thank you for emailing us. If you are a band and you want us to react to one of your songs, please email us at our Gmail. You can definitely get that on our YouTube page. It's right there for you to check out.
Right there.
Right there. This band is called DPS. And they are a melodic death metal band.
I love me some Melo Death. I do.
Death.
I'm a huge Melo Death guy.
Death.
So does
Really?
what do you mean really?
Really?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, Amorphous and all that stuff. Yeah.
And In Flames. I mean, I'm a giant In Flames and
Giant
Amorphous
In
mark.
Flames.
You know, you should know that.
Whether anything.
So I have appreciation for soil work and At the
Soil
Gates
work.
and all that stuff. But
Okay.
as far as super fan, I'm a super fan for In Flames
Flames
and Amorphous
Yeah.
and
Those are
also
the top two. Yeah.
Barren Earth. So
I wish they could make some more music.
yeah, hopefully they will. But there's other bands you can throw into that category, like Amon Amarth. I'm a huge Amon Amarth mark.
They're more Viking.
Viking metal's not really. They're Mellow Death. Come on,
Mellow Death, you sure?
It's Mellow Death. It really is. It's Mellow Death. Like I know we call them Viking metal, but they're really Mellow Death. Like they're stylistically, it's melodic death metal. They just don't have melodic vocals. But originally, Mellow Death did not have melodic vocals. That's more of a new thing.
Yeah.
Melodic death metal originally was melodic because of the music, not because of the vocals. And you could even maybe throw Opeth in there at times.
Opeth.
You know, so they're
What's
a
that
progressive
one?
band, but also melodic death.
What's that one band I'm looking for? Hold on. Let me.
I don't know what band are you looking for.
Arch Enemy.
Arch Enemy.
I'm not a fan of,
Sure.
but definitely they're in that genre.
Kinda, yeah. They bleed through there a little bit. Some Dark Tranquility, you know. Some.
There you go.
So there's all kinds
My
of
buddy
Hypocrisy.
Ryan-
Hypocrisy's
so-
pretty badass. I like
so-
Hypocrisy.
So my buddy Ryan that I used to do the channel with is a big Mellow Death fan, so he would probably enjoy this song. So
Honestly, Mellow Death is what really got me into death metal, along with maybe some early Fear Factory. I got to give Fear Factory some love too, because Fear Factory is a gateway for a lot of people, and they don't get enough love as much as they should, because they're a fucking amazing band. But really getting, because death metal to me was always very abrasive. I didn't like it because of how just abrasive and hard to listen to it was. You know, American death metal especially, it was, the vocals were always so out front and kind of grating. When I listened to Mellow Death, you know, In Flames, At the Gates, stuff like that, or early on, Dark Tranquility, it's like, okay, now I understand kind of what's going on and what the possibilities are here. And then later bands like Amorphous, they weren't a later band, but I got into them later. Is what I should say. Baron, stuff like that, where it was like, okay, there's so much going on musically, and I can see how the vocals complemented despite being very harsh
and brutal.
Yeah. And but it wasn't over the top. Like the American death metal bands were still, their vocals were always very over the top, and the Euro mellodeath bands, the vocals were always more back in the mix and complemented the music more, and it was much more of a cohesive piece, and it just made more sense to me, and that got me more into death metal. And now I appreciate, the other forms of death metal as well because of those bands. So yeah, I've always been a huge melodeath guy.
All right. Well, this band emailed us, definitely for sure, DPS, and the song is called Swarm. So let's check it out. Let's see how this works. So here we go.
Let's see how this works.
How this band is great or not. So we'll give our honest opinion here.
Steve,
so
you have a way with words as always.
I do. It's the last video. Dude.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Of beer drinking. Yeah, it's
play the fucking song, dude.
Okay. DPS Swarm. Definitely death metal sounding.
Very Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish death metal.
A little massacre. A little interesting ending. Didn't expect it to end like that. All right.
I kind of wanted to come back and crush us
Yeah,
at
I
the end.
kind of
there.
did too.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Chris. What'd you think of DPS? The song "Swarm."
Does DPS stand for anything?
I don't know. It just
Is it an acronym or?
it's what their band name is. DPS. I don't know. I did it. So what they emailed me was it didn't say what they stand for. So I'm kind of looking for it, but I don't see it. But what'd you think of the music aspect of it?
I like it. It reminded me a lot of At the Gates, and Hypocrisy. And like what I was getting At the Gates Hypocrisy vibes the whole time. Like that was my only real critique of it would be I wanted them to come back. I felt like at the end they should come back and crush us.
Yeah, at the end, just crush, like just crush something. Like
the rest of the song, crushed. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not.
I felt like that was like the way they ended it, almost like not like a middle section because like you could tell like the song went.
But the outro was coming. The outro it was gonna come and crush.
You gotta crush right there at the end. But yeah, like for me. I'm not a fan of the vocals that are just straight brutal with no melody as much. Like I gotta have some sort of melody with it. Almost.
That's why I felt like it was kind of like old school Melodeath, where it was
old school.
It was the straight harsh vocals. That's why I was getting Hypocrisy and especially At the Gates vibes. Which if that's what they're going for, they fucking nailed it. And it definitely gave me At the Gates vibes, and the middle section a little bit gave me some Hypocrisy vibes. So those are the two bands that I really took away from it, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I can see where you might want some melodic vocals too, because that's kind of the new twist that Melodeath eventually became, right? With bands like Soil working in Flames and particularly how Melodeath influenced the American metal scene, where you had bands like Killswitch Engage and Shadows Fall and Unearth and so countless others that were doing what the Melodeath bands were doing. They came after them and they were doing what they were doing, but then adding the more melodic kind of sing-songy choruses to it and stuff like that, which. And then eventually it came back around, and the Melodeath bands were doing that too, and it became a part of the whole sound. But originally, the Melodeath sound wasn't like that at all. The melodicness came from the music, right, and the guitar riffs and the guitar harmonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like to me, I'm a singer at heart, so I gotta have some sort of melody that can get me going. It's just straight brutal. Like with this song, like with the music, it works. Like the death metal, brutality with it works. It's what that genre is. It's fantastic. It's what it's supposed to be. But I do like in my mind, I kind of don't like that Melodeath genre of that specific just brutality constantly. I gotta have some sort of melody with my vocals, but the music aspect of it is really good. But to me, it sounds like the music itself sounds like I've heard it before.
Sure, almost, because it's unfair to them because they're coming after all those bands, coming right? After so we have heard it before. We have. And so
you got to differentiate yourself a little bit.
That's a decent point. You got to add some stuff. Overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. So one of the things that always separated a band like In Flames to me was even before they started doing the
melodic stuff,
the melodic choruses, when they just had harsh vocals, their songwriting would do things with the harsh vocals that would kind of accent. There would still be vocal melodies there where you're like
the music would
where
have
you,
a melodic feel.
Well,
to
but
it
also the vocals, even the harsh vocals, would have a melodic feel to them because there'd be a cadence there, and there'd be a hook there and a catchiness.
Like hook, yeah.
If you think of albums like Horacle and Colony and Clayman, now granted, I'm naming other classic albums from the Melodeath genre. It's not like we should expect this band to recreate fucking Colony, but if you're looking at it from that standpoint, it's like what they still he hadn't started doing melodic vocals yet, but somehow they found a way to make the harsh vocals catchy and melodic in their way, right? They still added hooks there, even though he wasn't really singing. He didn't start singing until later. And so there is an element of that always separated that band to me and made them kind of like, when I would listen to them, like, oh, okay, they're doing something different within the Melodeath genre. That being said, you can't expect every band to do that. And so what this band reminded me more of was not them, but reminded me more of the early Melodeath stuff, like At the Gates, early In Flames,
same,
early Dark Tranquility, stuff like that.
Feels like
where
that
it was much more of the music was the melody and the vocals were more atonal and kind of and just brutal, like you said. And so it succeeded for me on that level. And I could I have heard more of an innovation? Sure. But I don't necessarily know that that's a detriment. I think they achieved the sound that they were going for. But I would like to hear more of their stuff.
I gotta hear another song.
And see if they do something. And see if they add more flavor. If there's more there. If there's more stuff there.
Leave a comment on if they got something different than that. I'd definitely love to hear that as well. So please leave a comment for that.
Or even something not different that still just represents
what they are. Yeah, what they are.
Because that would be cool to hear. Because I think the foundation is there. Like I hear stuff that I like, and I'm like, okay, what they're doing is really cool. Yes, I've heard it before. Absolutely. But where do they take it? Like, where do they develop their own twists on it? Do they develop their own style? Like it's hard to get all that in one song, right?
It kind of is.
So it's like, where else do they take it? And that would be cool to hear. Side note.
Okay.
Music videos. Does anybody else feel that music videos are just dated as fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, music videos are
because every time I see one, like even from a band I like and respect and think is amazing, I see music video. I'm like, this is cheesy as fuck. Why are we still doing this? Why are we still doing this? Like, why is it still a thing? I understand we got to get our music out there. 100%. You got to do it some way. If a music video does it for you, great. I'm all for the artists.
Give me a live version of the song or something.
Well, whatever. But if a music video helps the artist get their stuff out there, great. I'm all for it because I want the artists to succeed, not the fucking promoters and the managers and everything else. But just from a basic level, whenever I watch music videos, I'm like, why is this still a thing? Because I understand why it was a thing in the 80s and 90s, but now it's like it just comes off as cheesy. And even for this, like it comes off as, trying to be an extreme metal band. It's like, maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part and like being overly like idealistic, but I wish it didn't have to come to that. Like I wish this band could get exposure without having to do a goofy music video that shows them being all metal extreme and stuff like that. It's kind of goofy.
So this is nothing to do with the band, but
no.
But the music videos in general, I personally would rather see like a music video of the song that you're playing live. It's not like a live video, right? It's you're overdubbing with the music, but it's like a live, and you record live reactions of the song. I'd rather see that than like cheesy fucking just random
posing in front of a camera.
That way you show the live reaction of your fans.
And by the way, this is not. It has nothing to do with this band.
No,
like,
no,
it's
no,
not their
this
fault.
is completely different.
This is they're doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
But it's just the nature of the beast,
Nature
where it's like
of what the industry
it comes off to me as cheesy, and I think it needs to change. No, but this is just us talking. Maybe
I mean, Beer Night Stamp. This is it has to change now.
Like maybe people still really like music videos. I don't know. But like for example, though, the last video we watched of Bloodywood, actually was pretty well done from a music video standpoint. Like it conveyed what they wanted to convey. Yeah. Did it have its goofy moments? Absolutely, it absolutely did. But it wasn't just like, hey, look at us, we're metal. Yeah. Like there was it can still be used in a way that conveys your message. It's not like it can't be used in the art form at all. But overall, when it's just like, hey, look at us, we're a metal band, we're brutal, it comes off as kind of cheesy. Yeah. That's all.
I still would rather see a live version of that song. Even like if it's not, live, it's a live music video, esque, just like touring live, whatever. I'd rather see that than the cheesy,
look at us, we're a metal band.
Yeah, look at us, we're a metal band, kind of thing, Because live is where it's at. Metal bands live is
especially
where
in this,
you need to
in this genre, because
exactly
this genre of music, this style of music is all about energy, right? It's all about
there you go
energy and a release.
I want to see the energy from you on stage and the crowd
reacting to it, right? Because that's when you
what I want to see.
A band is good. Now, again, you can't always show that in a video.
No,
I mean, I get
true,
it. It just is what it is. It's not like this is not a critique on this particular
DPS.
band. Yeah, it's not a critique on DPS or anything like that. It's just kind of a nature of the beast. But it would be nice to be able to see something other than just
maybe they have.
Hey, look at us! We're another metal band. Because that does water down the genre, and unfortunately, when non-fans. Now, maybe they're just making this video for just metal fans, and if that's their goal, then fine, good for you.
Well, you gotta get the music out there somehow,
But to non-metal fans, they see something like this, and they're just like, it's just another metal band. It really is. Even if you sound great, which they do, they sound really good. But to a non-metal fan, they look at it and just like, it's just another metal band, because it follows those cliches. Here's an extreme metal band video. Look at us, we're hard, we're heavy, and that's it. And that works. I think, to your point, it works better when you see a crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't. I don't know. We're kind of going back and forth here, because you can't always show that.
Yeah,
in the
that's true.
Because then that would be watered down.
That would be watered down too. As much.
Maybe there's not a perfect answer.
I don't know.
I just kind of posed the question because I was thinking about it, watching it, and going like, these music videos. Because when you, as a metal band, it's tough, because it really is tough. We played in a metal band. We know. Yeah. So when you get out there as in a music video, and you're like, you want to convey your energy, but you're just doing it in front of a camera, it's tough to not come off as cheesy. It really is. It's not the band's fault. It has nothing to do with the band. It's just the fact of, like, when you're trying to come out there and be like, look at us, we're hard and we're heavy, we know what we're doing, we're playing some shit that's going to kick your ass. When it's just a camera there and just some special effects, it's tough. It's tough to make that look, like cool, I guess, for lack of a better word, to where you're like, people who are
unless you have a really fucking solid concept for your music video, besides, just performance wise, it's kind of like meh, whatever, But if you the cool concept of music videos is kind of like outdated now. It's all for YouTube now.
It can still work. It can.
If you have a good concept.
Sure, it can. Again, we mentioned the Bloodywood video. That
was good.
It was kind of cool because it was like, it had the element of being in a poor India atmosphere and stuff. But even that was like, we're reading into it. I don't know. Like, at this point, it's like we're splitting hairs. I just thought it was an interesting question to pose.
It's a good question.
Can we expect a metal band like DPS to be able to differentiate themselves from just playing with a black background and just like, look at us, we're hard and heavy? But it's like, so many bands have done that. Like how do they differentiate themselves?
I know.
Does it just come off as like, look at us, we're tough and heavy, and it just doesn't work the way it used to. So it's kind of like,
to me, it's just a way to get the music out there on YouTube.
sure,
I guess,
and there's an important an important component. To be fair, if someone hears your song and they like it, they're not going to give a shit if the video is cheesy or cliche or whatever. It doesn't matter. Out there, but, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it just when we've seen so many music videos like we have, you're kind of watching it going like, what's the point of this? Like it's just, but maybe there isn't a point. Maybe it's just to get the music out there. In which case, then it works. But with this particular band, I felt like the video was almost unnecessary. Like I could have gotten the same effect from just listening to the song.
The song, same.
And but it's YouTube. I get it. You gotta have a video go along with it. You can't just have a lyric video all the time. You gotta have something that goes along with it. And from that standpoint, they succeeded. And I like the song. I enjoyed it. I would like to hear more from them to see if there's something that
it's a little bit different, or if it's the same, or
just something that kind of differentiates them from the bands that came before. That's really what I would say.
All right. Well, there you go. There's our honest opinion. We're always honest here, no matter what. This is what we do. We ain't gonna sugarcoat shit for ya. So that is Talking New Metal Music with Steve and Chris. That ends episode 27 of Beer Night. We bid you adieu, and we say to us. Sweet and cheers.
We bid you adieu and say to a sweet?
To a sweet. To a sweet. Whatever it is.
Just
too sweet.